even though you might have a strong argument, the second one also doesn't have John Candy.
That is true. I think it's just more the cool gadgets and stuff, Steve. The talk boy, that kind of thing.
There's a girl at the front desk. She's tall, voluptuous, and as far as I'm concerned, she's dead.
He gets a date. He gets a kiss on the cheek. But he's like, actually, I'm going to need $450 for that paper before you leave. So I love that too, Steve. He's still a businessman.
Money over bitches, man, at the end of the day. And
happened in the 90s.
Yes, he's on fire.
man, I hate being on this hill alone, but Home Alone 2 isn't better than Home Alone 1.
You're right. It's not. It's derivative of the first one, but I will say, and I mean, we're going to talk about the movie in full, but Marv, I feel like, has a scene in both that is the best scene in the movie. And in Home Alone 2, when he's electrocuted and turns into a skeleton, that might be one of the funniest scenes in movies, period. But to be honest with you, Steve, to be the old guy in the room as well, the first one's just the best one.
It's tough to beat the original.
It's just the second one's roided up, you know? He's in New York. He's got a lot more toys at his disposal.
More space to maneuver around.
More villains as well. There's not
That's
just
true.
wet bandits and a weird freak on the street. There's also the hotel staff. But that is a hill that I think a lot of people would stand on and say, and I've even been guilty of that at times in the past, to say that Home Alone 2 is my favorite, but it's not the better of the two movies.
You sticking with that?
Yeah, I just have to. Yes, that's my final answer, Steve. I want to go back on it, but it just is. I don't know why. It's like Ninja Turtles 2. For some reason, when I was a kid, that was my favorite one. I've turned on that as an adult, but Kevin McAllister in New York, Steve.
Don't get me wrong. I love both of them. The one thing that it does have over the original is that, like you said, they have more villains. You have the hotel staff. You have Schneider. You have Tim Curry. You have the evil redhead chick at the hotel, Marv and Harry. And then all of a sudden, you got Pierce Morgan with some pigeons.
Yeah, they just really had a good formula. And I feel like, you know, through the years, if they wanted to, they really could have hoarded that out. Kevin McAllister in LA, Steve, just go location to location, for God's sake.
He got bigger than the program, Matt.
Yeah, I mean, that is what it is. It's tough because the original, though, Steve, you forget because so much time has gone by. But when that first came out, that was groundbreaking as a child. I was making maps. I was planning stuff. I mean, it was everything. So I don't know. That'd be an interesting one to see what the actual percentage is.
It seems like popular opinion these days is that 2 is better than the original. And even though you might have a strong argument, the second one also doesn't have John Candy.
That is true. I think it's just more the cool gadgets and stuff, Steve. The talk boy, that kind of thing. That was a huge part of my life as a kid. I got one. So I think there's like a little nostalgia to that, and the turtle doves guy, that guy. Yeah. And the pizza. I guess they had pizza in the first one, but when they open that box and it's steaming in the second one, when he's getting in the limo, my little kid brain fucking creamed.
But didn't he have like a big ice cream sundae in the first one?
He had it in the second one, Steve, and he was getting served up in the room. So
that's true.
The food game tit for tat. Kevin McAllister had a great palate. Do a debate. Let's get some hardcore Home Alone people on the show, Steve, and let's see statistically, factually, what the best one is, because I'd be interested. It's pretty close.
Is this how they do it, Matt? Hey, chat, tell us what you think. Did I do it right, Matt?
You did it, Steve.
Yeah.
Chat. I don't have. All they keep saying is I'm a dick, Steve. I don't understand.
Oh. You guys don't know what you're talking about. This is Steve G and Mad G with Happened in the 90s, a show where we talk about what happened in the 90s. So get out your Home Alone tapes and your Karl Malone jerseys, because I'm a brother. I'm happy and I'm singing and I'm colored. Da-na-na-na. Give me a high five.
I see why you picked it, Steve.
Oh, I didn't want to tell you.
That
Yeah,
should have just been called My Daydreams.
delicious treat. Today, my friend, we're talking all things November 20th in the 90s. Merry Christmas, you filthy animal. Starting off in 1992, Bad Lieutenant premieres. While investigating a young nun's rape, a corrupt New York City police detective with a serious drug and gambling addiction tries to change his ways and find forgiveness and redemption. Directed by Abel Ferrara, starring Harvey Keitel.
This one's dark, Steve.
Oh, is that what we call it?
Abel Ferrara, he knows how to make a pretty fucked up movie. And I feel like this one, Steve, this takes the cake. It's not a rewatchable movie. I watched it 3 times in my life. The first time, I was just shocked. The second time, I was like, maybe I'm missing something here. And then I watched it again for the show. Not missing a lot. There's not a lot to miss, Steve. You even get to see Keitel's gear out. He's doing coke constantly. I mean, this guy's partying till the wheels fall off.
Well, Matt, one man's dark is another man's dumb as fuck. I looked up Abel Ferrara's filmography and hard pass on everything.
Read it. Give us the full list.
From beginning, 1976, 9 Lives of a Wet Pussy, and that's probably where it peaked. 1979, The Driller Killer. 1981, Miss 45. 1984, Fear City. 1987, China Girl. Cat Chaser in 89. Well, he did do King of New York.
King of New York. I was going to say, there's one banger in there, but this is just a guy melting down till he gets killed, Steve. I mean, it's literally just a guy being as shitty as possible. There's no redeeming quality to the character. I think the first scene, he drops his kids off at school, and then it's off to the races of doing coke. And let me just bullet point some of the weird shit that happens in this movie. Keitel abusing drugs constantly. That, smoking crack specifically is where I kind of draw the line. He crossed it. Keitel's getting his gear out in a crack binge haze. That could have been on the cutting floor. There's a rape with a crucifix on a nun. That's weird. A lot of kids being put in weird compromising situations. Keitel jerks off on like 2 young girls' window of a car that he pulls over. These are just a few of the hits, Steve. He curses God in a church. I guess in terms of like a satisfying ending, he is gunned down at the end. So there's that.
And the one titty scene we get, you can't fully enjoy it because she's a victim of sexual assault. It's like, oh, titty. Oh, that's why.
Yeah, that's that. I can't celebrate that.
It can't move.
Yeah. I think maybe this movie was sort of an inspiration for that Adam Sandler movie, Uncut Gems, where it's just like a scumbag who keeps losing on bets and stuff. Because that's kind of like the only real, like, discernible through line is like this guy is an addict of everything, and he's a gambling addict, and he just constantly is making bad bets. So, like, in that way, I kind of get into it because, like, you feel like the stress of, oh, I lost a $20,000 bet, doubled down on the Dodgers, which I guess in the 90s, Steve, death sentence. Do not bet on Darryl Strawberry.
I also was bothered by Harvey Keitel's cry. Throughout this movie, he has like this high-pitched hyena-like cry that seemed uncharacteristic to the character. It's like he just jumped into another character in those crying scenes. You have to bear through that about 3 or 4 times in the movie. So, yeah, Bad Lieutenant, bad film.
I'm not going to call it a good one, Steve. I mean, some people, as far as like acting goes, might respect it for Keitel doing what he did, but I don't know. Watch it once and then just maybe go to an AA meeting or something just to feel better about yourself.
Hey, man, it's the wolf. You do get to see Mr. White getting down on some powder and some hoes.
A lot of it. All of it. Crack, powder, little alcohol mixed on top. It's constantly doing some, Steve. So in that way, Keitel really kicking it out of the park, doing a lot of substances.
Yeah, they do deliver that. But also in 1992, Home Alone 2 Lost in New York premieres. Kevin is separated from his family again when he accidentally boards a flight to New York City during a Christmas trip to Miami. However, he crosses paths with some burglars, the same burglars who now plan to rob a toy store on Christmas Eve. Directed by Chris Columbus, starring Macaulay Culkin, Joe Pesci, Daniel Stern, John Hurd, Tim Curry, Brenda Fricker, and Catherine O'Hara.
Get out of here, you noisy little pervert. I'm going to slap you silly. That's a great line reading. And I've always wondered how intelligent are like the people who are fooled by balloon clowns in a shower and a talk boy, Steve. I mean, I know
No,
we're early
NPR.
on, but you really got to be a dumb fuck to just be like, that sounded weird. Sounded weird. Did that guy have fucking Bozo the Clown hair? You know? Or the
Yeah.
guns on a TV still. You living in New York and the sound of a gun on a TV scares you? Come on.
I mean, hey, man, it's the early 90s. We didn't ask any questions.
I love this movie, Steve, because now I remember this one coming out. So we already had the knowledge of how awesome Home Alone was. And when they announced, and as a kid knowing this was coming out, so excited for this movie. And it delivered in all accounts.
Totally, man.
It doesn't disappoint. There might be one better than the other, but this movie is fantastic.
You do have a strong argument for this being a better one. But for me, I'm sticking to my guns, and the first one had John Candy. So top that. Second.
I like me. Shout out to that documentary, by the way, Steve. You were right. That documentary was fantastic. Shout out John Candy. What this
Yeah.
movie does have, Steve, is New York. And what I can only call like that blank check kid dream. There's no check too big to write. You're just living the dream. He's riding around New York City in limos, getting taken to toy stores, given delicious looking New York style cheese pizza. And it's all coming from the dome, Steve. This kid's a criminal mastermind. Give him a recording device, he'll get you a fucking 5-star hotel, Steve. This is Plaza Hotel.
And there's no parental guidance. I can get Sweet Beavers volume 7 through 10 and just foot it to the room.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Oh, Naughty Night Nurses 17. I've seen the first 16. Wonder what happens in this iteration. Do they still get naughty? I gotta check it out, you know? So
I
in
guess-
that way, I mean, that's what I appreciated as a kid. Sometimes you'd watch a movie and it's just like the dream scenario of like a kid getting all the toys or something, and you almost watch it to just like experience it secondhand. You know, it made you feel good inside.
This is peak Macaulay, man. During this historic run as a child actor, he was the highest paid child actor ever for doing this movie. $4.5 million.
Man, I wonder if he even understood what that meant. He's just doing all this stuff, but it's like 4.5 mil. Even now, Steve, you give somebody that's life changing money now. In
Shit.
92 or wherever this was, Jesus.
Especially as a kid.
Yeah, I know he probably got most of it taken away by some scumbag parents or whatever. I think he had scumbag parents, if I'm not mistaken.
His dad for sure.
But shout out to Macaulay and shout out to both Culkins, to be honest with you, because they're both kind of killing the game. And Macaulay's coming back, man. He's doing some acting stuff. I just saw him in a preview for something. So he's actually starting to act again. He's not a fucked up person, Steve. Maybe he had a little issue, but he's come back.
He turned the tide, and I'm happy for him that he's happy. And I feel like Macaulay right now, he's at that Mike Tyson stage in his life to where people just love you for you. Like you can come on there and do a cameo and kind of spoof yourself. We love that. You can come on and actually be a character and do some acting. We just like seeing you doing things.
Existing.
Existing.
And not being like a Corey Feldman where like you're here, but you're actually your mind's in a different place.
You're coherent.
Yeah. And you're not like a douchebag either. Like you seem like grounded in some way. So back to Macaulay then, when we get to the part we've all been waiting for where he's dominating criminals, I mean, all of it. And the one thing I'd say to the sticky bandits, the wet bandits, Marv Harry, if you see this kid after you break out of jail, I get you want to put some fisticuffs to him. But you got to realize, maybe just turn the corner and just forget you saw him. Because he dominated you once. I don't think I'd chase this guy, Steve. I think I'd let him go.
It's the Cookster, brother.
Suck brick, kid! This kid's so heartwarming, too. He befriends a scary salt-wielding shovel man in the first one. This one, a homeless woman, I would run away, Steve, like he tries to. But then he's hanging out with her at the fucking opera or the whatever. He has the best seats in the house. This woman, she knows the land of New York. I don't know, man. This kid's like Jesus Christ, honestly. He's befriending homeless. He's helping people. He's giving them turtle doves. And he's giving the little kids their money that these criminals stole. So, in a way, Steve, is he Jesus Christ?
Maybe that's the underlying message. I mean,
Christopher Columbus, you son of a bitch.
he is the god of child actors.
Do you think that Marv and Harry really get razzed in jail and prison whenever people find out that they keep getting dominated by an elementary school kid?
Oh, word got around quick.
Yeah, they're just getting boo food. They're the sticky bandits, but it's a different thing.
Ooh. But we love you, Macaulay. And also, man, Tim Curry, he did a great job. You know,
Even Walt Schneider, man. Everybody in the movie did what they needed to do. You know what
everybody.
I mean? Even the Turtle Doves guy.
Turtle Doves.
I know how to say that exactly like that guy because he just nailed the part. It stuck with me.
That following year, 1993, WCW was airing Battle Bowl from Pensacola Bay Center in Pensacola, Florida.
We're still in that early stage. I'm seeing some names though, Steve.
Do you see how the names are set up?
A lot of tag teams I'm seeing here.
Dumb as hell tag teams. They really shot the dice with this one, man. They decided it'd be interesting, it might be fun to pick these tag teammates like a lottery, you know, just pick some names. And throughout this, Mean Gene is the guy calling the names. He's pulling the names out of the little whatever.
Yeah.
And his co-host, his co-MC is Fifi, Ric Flair's protege at the time, and it would eventually be his real wife. And you hear Mean Gene throughout this being just a dirty old man, which I'm here for. Love some Mean Gene, little sexual innuendo.
It's Mean Gene, though. You know, I don't expect the sexual stuff from Mean Gene, Steve.
You don't, but if you watch some of his bloopers, man, he had some. And at one point, he was like, "Hey, yes, Fifi, pull those names out. She looks good enough to eat." I'm like, whoa.
Hell yeah, Mean Gene. They don't call him Mean Gene for nothing, Steve.
Good enough to eat?
Hell yeah.
I mean, and she did. But
like
dude,
each
Cactus Jack and Vader, which is cool, versus Charlie Norris and Kane, who is really Stevie Ray, but they called him and Booker T Kane and Cole at this time. And then Brian Knobbs and Johnny B. Bad versus Eric Watts, the Nepo baby of wrestling, and Paul Roma, Mr. I don't have personality, but I have mirrors in front of me all the time. Paul Orndorff and the Shockmaster, who at this point, he just comes out in the cut-off denim shirt. It's just very underwhelming versus Steamboat and Regal. So yeah, that's what the whole thing was, man. You know,
who the fuck is Keith Cole, Steve?
Keith Cole?
He's with Ron Simmons, but in a tag team in this. But who the fuck is Keith Cole?
Keith Cole is Michael Cole's brother. No, I have no idea who that is, man.
There's a couple of names on this where I'm like, who the fuck is Shanghai Pierce? Who is Tex Slazenger? Who the fuck are Rip Rogers? That sounds like some sort of weird space character.
Okay, so the Slazenger dude, Tex Slazenger, that is Dennis Knight, who would go on to be Midian.
Oh God. His name was Tex Slazenger? I was not picturing Midian.
Oh, you're going to love this. Shanghai Pierce would eventually become Henry Godwin.
What the fuck? Wow. What the hell, WCW? Were they picking names out of the hat to give people personalities too?
Appropriation.
You're Kane. What?
Hey.
Max Payne too. Max Payne from the video game.
Max Payne, he was like a guitar slaying wrestler. He came out, he had his guitar. He was like a heavy metal wrestler, which I mean, if done right, I could see it being cool. But
Hey man,
Max
I just
Payne,
have two more to run past you. You got to help me out, Steve. Awesome Kong and his teammate, the Equalizer. I think I know the Equalizer. That sounds kind of familiar, but Awesome Kong.
the Equalizer is ugly ass Dave Sullivan, the kayfabe brother of Kevin Sullivan,
Ugh.
and yeah, Awesome Kong. Let's check this guy out.
Just sounds like a Japanese video game.
His name is Dwayne McCullough. I don't know of anything else of note.
Just that night.
Yeah,
You're
he's a
Awesome
big,
Kong.
yeah, he's a big wide.
People getting a couple of shots here, Steve. Some no-namers getting a couple of shots. Shockmaster apparently is, just getting some Kmart clothes and coming out at this point. They don't corner. So, we just gotta wait.
Yeah, this is the kind of card Florida deserved. But in 1996, Jamie Foxx show is airing season 1, episode 11, A Killer Ending. With a serial killer on the loose, Jamie convinces Fancy and Braxton that a sketchy hotel guest is the prime suspect. Hilarity ensues.
It does. This was season 1, right?
We're still in season 1.
Fancy is so hot, this chick, that she's getting more of a pop from the studio audience than Jamie Foxx, Steve. I'm not saying that that's wrong in any way. And what is her real name?
Garcelle Bouvet.
Yeah, there we go.
Pretty name, too.
Yeah, it definitely fits. And I just got to ask before we get into this, David Koechner, how old are you, dude? Seriously, you've looked the same for like 40 years now. I need a birth certificate.
Must kill her. Ha, 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 ha.
Bring it extra bloody.
Ha, ha.
And I love at the beginning, Steve, we get a shout out to a very sad movie. We all, in the 90s knew about Brian's song. It's made dozens of thousands of people cry through the years. And Fancy is crying, Steve. And then Jamie starts crying. It just happens.
I think they're crying for the wrong reason, though, because at some point they're crying that Billy D. Williams' hair wasn't wavy in this movie. The hair that we're used to seeing isn't really his hair. I think that's how it went.
Billy D. But the movie gets interrupted, Steve, by a hilarious newscaster, Tyrone Koppel, who's Jamie Foxx doing a little Ted Koppel action. I guess there's a little killer on the loose in Hollywood, and not just any killer, Steve, a serial killer. That's the worst kind of killer. The silent killer. So be on the lookout for a white man wearing an African-American trench coat, Steve. I'm sorry. A Caucasian man in a black trench coat.
Yeah, last seen leaving Roscoe's with a toothpick in his mouth. And he's led authorities on a 100-mile race in the Hollywood area. Unfortunately, the hotel is in the Hollywood area.
Well, Fancy's a little concerned, but Jamie's like, what are we worried about? We're here. Nothing bad can happen here at this place. Nothing scares Jamie, Steve, until he turns around and sees this guy in a black trench coat. Looking like a spy, honestly. I wouldn't think serial killer. I'd think international man of mystery at this point.
You definitely looking suspicious over there, acting funny, man. He's real jittery. I don't like his style. I don't like the way he move.
I need a room. I need it now. Why do you talk like that?
Like he's always pre-nut. And the next scene, we see Fancy. She gets the man his room, but Jamie's already paranoid, scared shitless. When Braxton comes down, he's like, look, man, I think we found the silent killer. And Braxton's like, the real silent killer is hypertension, broham.
But Jamie's convinced, man. He's convinced. He's trying to tell everybody. Then Helen and Junior show up. Love the matching windbreaker outfits.
Thank you.
That's coupling 101. That's something me and Kendra got to work on, honestly. When we get to like 50, 60.
Shit.
Windbreaker outfit. But shit, you're right.
No, now.
What you're about to say, yes.
You do.
I
Those
will.
are fire.
I will look like a mobster in Florida, retired at some point in my life. They've gone shopping. They got a bunch of bags. And Fancy's like, everything's fine, guys. Glad you enjoyed the trip. But Jamie thinks maybe there's a serial killer here.
You don't mean the silent killer, do you? And Junior, throughout this, he's just worried about these big ass lawsuits. You're not gonna call 911 on my guests. They're gonna have a big ass lawsuit.
Jamie's like, yeah, but you guys seen Psycho, right? Shit's about to turn into. Braxton's like, but that was a motel, man. Motel, hotel, Holiday Inn. It doesn't matter.
And they're like, well, whatever. So they leave, and then it's just Jamie and the guests.
As they're talking, though, Steve, if you're watching in the background, dude's just like sneaking around, like
taking notes.
Yeah, he's got one of those little like fold out like detective notebooks. So again, I'm thinking man of mystery, Steve. I'm still man of mystery at this point.
And every time Jamie turns around, the guy is nowhere to be seen. He's like, dude, what the?
That's fucking Ferratu back there. So the next day, Jamie in the little like whatever. It's like where you have breakfast.
Little cafe, continental breakfast.
Continental breakfast, cereal and whatnot. And speaking of cereal, as Jamie's like kind of like hiding because he's worried about the serial killer, he almost kills a guy, a little big dude that's hanging out. But
it's that guy again. It's the I'm going to eat your cornbread guy.
That's him?
That's him again. Yeah.
What's his name, Steve? But all he killed was a big old box of Apple Jacks.
Yeah. And right behind Jamie is the guy again. It's that mysterious guest. And he's like, psst, psst. And Jamie sees this. He's like, man, what do I do? He puts another waiter in front of him. He's like, oh, man, this is the guy you asked for? All right, holla at you. And he's like, no, I need to talk to you. If you need money, man, it's upstairs in the third floor. And he's like, look, man, I'm not here for the money. I'm here for the people.
Would you like to smell my cotton panties? But he's here for the people. He's also here for a steak, Steve. Extra bloody. And a big old glass of warm orange juice. Weird order. I don't like it. He also wants an omelet. So he's really steak, eggs, orange juice. I mean, that's a nice breakfast, Steve. I got to be honest with you. I'm not hating it.
Yeah, sounds delicious, except for the bloody part.
Yeah. When a cop shows up, this guy slinks off. He looks freaked out. So, red flag.
Yeah. Got the hell out of Dodge. Next scene, Jamie comes to the lobby. Braxton fucks with him. He's like, got any updates on the case, Columbro?
Man, is that your breath smelling like old-ass bus seats?
And Junior, he comes in and he's telling him again about these possible lawsuits, Jamie.
So good, dude. You have the best stand of all time. There needs to be like some sort of cartoon and you can just do the parts. And as they're sitting there, Jamie sees an order for the room that guy's in, room 313. He's brave, Steve. He takes it away from the bellboy and he's like, oh, save yourself, man. I got this. And he takes it up. It's shaking like a motherfucker. You can hear all that silver shaking on the tray, but he's taking it up to the room, Steve.
When he makes it to the room, the guy's in the shower. So he's letting him know, like, hey, man, I'm here from the lobby, just here delivering your food. As he's talking to him, he's snooping around trying to get some evidence. What's going on with this dude? It gets to a point where Jamie's having a full-on conversation by himself in different voices. The man is like seriously talented in so many avenues.
Why is the steak so cold? Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Braxton. He ends the fight too. He actually gets the Mexican guy voice out of the room and then he keeps sneaking around. He finds these papers, Steve, and it's not like grocery lists. It's this person should die. I'm going to kill this person. It's not stuff you want to read. Let's put it like that.
From a guy who's already acting fishy. So the guy comes out of the shower. So Jamie, he rushes to hide. He goes underneath the bed. Another one of those elements of sitcoms. Like the person is clear as day. He can be seen, but because of the way the blocking of the characters, like, oh, I totally don't see this head popping out of my bed.
Yeah, so he's there. The David Keckner's just, he's doing an after shower strip down. So Jamie gets a face full of some boxers, which is disgusting. And then the guy sits down on the bed. He's under the bed. So all we see is the guy's legs and him under the bed. Guy does like a full on, I don't know what this spray is, Steve.
Yeah.
He gives his feet decent spray down to something. I don't know. Some kind of fungal spray? I don't know.
Yeah, he's going to town on those puppies. He has a little talk boy of his own. And he's just like, there's a girl at the front desk. She's tall, voluptuous. And as far as I'm concerned, she's dead.
Also, at one point, Jamie has to sneeze because of that spray, and he has to use the boxers to sneeze into, which I just have to point out is disgusting. But we're here, Steve. This guy, I mean, he's saying it into a fucking recorder. I'm thinking weird, creepy pervert at this point, but, I'm not seeing any blood anywhere.
So far, all signs lead to weird, creepy pervert. But Jamie, he alerts everyone else, like, what he heard. You need to get some rest. It's like, no, dude. I am going to show you what I'm talking about. So they go into cosplay mode, and they're like some window washers now, snooping from outside the window, just trying to see what's going on. They get distracted by some action, I guess, across the way. It's like, oh, is that girl getting naked? Yeah, girl, get naked. Get naked. And then they look into the guy's room again, but then Braxton's like, heavens to Murgatroyd. He has her in the chicken wing. The chicken wing?
UFC sex over there. I don't know what's going on.
Is that Wesley Pipes over there?
It could be, Steve. This is LA. Fresh out of respect. Fancy, though, she's like, you guys are gross. Like, I'm out of here. And she just is about to go into the window, which is actually the psycho guy's room. But when she turns around, psycho guy's in the room now.
Yeah.
So they're kind of fucked.
And now they're overhearing his plans. Since I'm already killing the girl, why don't I off the cornball accountant too? And Jamie's like, look, man, he's talking about y'all. He ain't talking about me. And then you hear him say, I just thought of something. After I kill them, why don't I kill the country Bama?
I don't know how far up they are, but they fall, Steve. They take a tumble. So they fall, and as that happens, Aunt Helen comes into Psycho Guy's room just to bring some new towels. It's a kind of hotel that she runs. He's like, oh, I'm sorry. I made a bloody mess.
Aunt Helen, she recognizes dude. And then she's like, I know who you are. David Keckner says, well, I have something for you. So then we cut to the lobby, and the trio, they're rushing into the lobby to call 911. So Jamie gets on the horn, and he tells them, look, he's 6'2", he beige, and he likes to wear heels. And Braxton's like, wait, he's describing me. Wait, I don't wear heels. What is it with this pumps thing?
So Uncle Junior comes in, and he's like, where's Aunt Helen? So intensity goes up. Jamie goes to get something. Keckner comes out of the elevator, and Fancy jumps him. So she's kind of like strangling him. But turns out, Steve, Helen's like, stop. She's alive. And this guy's not a killer, unless we're talking about books, because he's a fancy author, Steve. Stephen Queen.
Wink, wink.
He wrote The Shinning and Kojo.
And they all apologize to him. Apparently, they're not savvy in the book industry. Aunt Helen tells them, like, I wasn't missing. I was taking some towels to Mr. Queen's room. But where's Jamie? Now, Jamie, he's in David Keckner's room, Stephen Queen's room, trying to rescue his auntie while they're downstairs. He busts in there, and he sees the empty room, and then he sees a towel with red stains on it.
Oh, Helen, see you at the crossroads. You won't be lonely.
You're gonna miss everybody.
So he thinks Helen's dead. He's on a path to avenge a death, Steve. Avenge family death. This is a blood oath. So we cut to the lobby. This is so awesome. There's no slow-mo actually technically involved, but Jamie comes out and turns it slow-mo. It's like, No. Ace Ventura style.
David Koechner sells it too because it's basically like a fake slow chase scene. Oh, 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 oh.
So he gets on top of Stephen Queen, gets pulled off immediately, and finds out that this guy's an author. He's from Vermont. He's doing research on a new book. And I got to say, Stephen Queen, Steve, there might be a couple of chromosomes missing or something. He's just got a weird vibe. And I don't think that's necessarily his personality. I think it might actually be like a scientific issue. The cops show up a little too late. And Jamie's like, no, it's not that guy. And he points at Braxton. He gets arrested, Steve. LAPD whooping that ass.
I bet where he's going, he'll be wearing those pumps tonight. In the closing scene, we see Jamie watching the Lakers, and he's crying now. Fancy, she's like, what's wrong, Jamie? Oh, they down by 1, and Shaq is on the line.
And then there's a news break, Steve. Koppel's back. Silent killer caught.
It's all good.
Turns out, though, we've all been had because Stephen Queen, he was the silent killer, Steve.
This whole time.
And that $1 million reward that you could have gotten for turning him in, they missed out on because Helen's such a huge fan. So honestly, I'd be more pissed at Helen, Steve. That's where I'd lay the blame. You're off $1 million. Uncle Junior's not going to fucking... That's $1 million he's not going to get to spend, Steve.
Helen, that's all my money. In 1996, Wayans Brothers is airing Season 3, Episode 10, Going to the Net. Shawn falls for an older woman named Erica. Meanwhile, Marlon dates a young thrill seeker.
Didn't I blow your mind this time? Didn't I? Didn't. I love this episode, Steve. It's literally my dream put into a TV show. It represents both sides of me, my dreams and my reality as an idiot trying to get laid.
We start this episode off with the guys, Shawn and Marlon, and Grandma's there, and apparently she got them a laptop in 1996. You know, a laptop in 96.
That's like a $10,000 piece of equipment, Grandma. Maybe not that expensive, but it's a lot. Shawn, he needs to learn how to use a computer, and Marlon, he needs to just learn, period. But Marlon, he's not into that. He wants to find some girls, Steve. Find some strange.
Some cyber hoochies.
Yeah.
They look up horny.com and Marlon's throwing in some suggestions as to like how to set up the profile. He's like single black man. Wait, no. Single black man with a big dude. What?
Double jointed big breastises. That's it.
Yeah.
Horny.com, Steve. I love that. I love the simplicity. That's like when you used to call those like sex lines. It was like 1-800 big boobs. It's just like exactly what you need. So horny.com, Steve. Early 90s. Marlon's looking to hook up.
Sexy chicks spelled with an X. We go back to the newsstand and they're showing Pops the benefits of having a laptop. You can, look up your business and can help promote it and this, that, and the third. It's like, man, I don't care about that. I'm trying to get Sonic to get more rings.
And I get that. Respect. Marlon, though, he's already horny.com paid off because he got into a chat room. Risk-taking chat. I don't know why you go there immediately, but he met a lady there, Steve. Risk-taking chat. That just seems like a place where you're going to meet like a bug chaser or something. That sounds bad.
We're in the infant stages of the internet where they don't have rules and parameters. Like we were kind of like out in the wild. You know what I mean? Like we're all learning this at the same time. So it could easily be like 5 dudes, just like, hey, saying they're a chick named Denise.
That back, Steve. You can't focus on that. Young Matt liked to sexually chat with people, and if you ever got concerned that it was a dude, it was over. So in my mind, There's a mid-40s hottie I'm talking to on the other end of this chat that's just loving this sex talk I'm throwing at her as a 12-year-old.
At the time, we took people's word for granted, man. Like we assumed, like, all right, you telling us you're this chick named Vanessa. All right.
Yep. Makes my dick hard. Sounds good to me. But then on the flip side, you'd also go into a chat and be like, "Ha, you're talking to a dude." Like so we knew both sides of that coin. But Granny's cool with it. But in her day they called it a blind date. You know, it wasn't all this. It wasn't you just met somebody you didn't know. But Shawn's a little concerned. He's like, "You're gonna actually meet up with a chick you've never seen before?" I love that. That's a pretty like face level concern, but it's true, Steve. You got to get a couple of pics just to know what's coming on, where you're about to jump into. You know.
As they're talking about that, possibly the most gorgeous ever invented, ever known to man, just walks into the newsstand. Everyone's smitten. Everyone's taken back. Well, at least Shawn, especially. But everybody in the place should be taken aback at this woman's presence. We're talking about none other than Pam Grier.
I mean, prime time Pam Grier, Steve.
Mm.
I mean, she's not Foxy Brown, but goddamn, she's just oh god, I can't even talk. I don't understand. Marlon's like, man, she's too old. It's like, what the fuck are you looking at, dude?
Because Shawn is like, that's the type of girl you're not going to meet just anywhere. Yeah, because they're all in the old folks' home. And then Pam Grier, whatever she's holding, she drops it. And Marlon's like, yeah, she got arthritis.
But Shawn, that's his door opening, Steve. He puts his foot in there. He steps up and he's like throwing a little game. And Pam's like, oh, you're just too young for it. This woman wants it, Steve. This is the dream come true. He's throwing game at her. She wants it. She's even like, oh, you're a little too young for me. He's got a return for that. Something about women aging like wine or some
Fine
shit like
wine.
that. He gets a date. He gets a kiss on the cheek. But he's like, actually, I'm going to need $450 for that paper before you leave. So I love that too, Steve. He's still a businessman.
Money over bitches, man, at the end of the day. And going back to Shawn and Marlon talking about this lady, he's like, she's got the body, she's got the style. Yeah, she got the discount on the bus fare.
Shawn's in love though, Steve. And Erica turns out is 20 years older than he is. And I got to say, when I was in LA struggling, this was the dream. To find some old just sugar mama to take care of me. And I didn't even expect it to look like Pam Grier, Steve. Shawn's hit the jackpot.
20 years? Your mama didn't hold you enough, son? Look like Methuselah threw some good kitty at you.
Shawn just wants to sweat to the oldies.
When you're 40, she'll be 60. When you're 60, she'll be dead.
Oh, even at whatever age she is Pam Grier forever can get it. She could be 99 and she's still probably going to be smanging. But Marlon's also been trying to find some love, and this girl shows up. I guess she's like a bicyclist or something. I don't know what kind of outfit this is. Her name's Ina, Steve. The same name as my grandmother.
Serious? I was like,
my
yeah.
104-year-old grandmother who passed on, named Ina. This woman smoking hot named Ina.
In the 90s.
Yeah.
I feel like Ina, yeah.
She's a risk taker, Steve. But she looks like a nice young girl. I'm not seeing a lot of risk here, but Marlon takes Erica out, and as they're leaving, she's like, I know you're a risk taker. Wanted to invite you to a barbecue. And Marlon's like, okay, that doesn't seem too risky. And she's like, we're going to be walking on white hot coals. You got to prove that you're man enough to be with me. And I'd be like, okay.
That's red flag number 1, 2, and 3. Like, look, you talking about that kind of risk taking? Like, how about like you twist my nipples when we make out? Like, that's how. Yeah, how about I eat your ass after Taco
I'll steal
Bell?
some gum at 7-Eleven. I'll eat some butt, and we'll call it a day. Marlon's like, I'm used to risk. I shit in a public toilet. So,
There you go.
like, but yeah, you're right. I don't like that. I go to maybe the barbecue has some good food though. I go just at least see what's up, and then refuse the walking on hot coals part. But we don't see that. But we do see that night Shawn out with Erica. It just seems like a beautiful date. Steve gets her to dance. There's no music. He doesn't need music because it's all in his head.
They're staying way past their time because the waitress shows up and she's like, "Your dollar is up. You guys have to go." Sean's like, "Go on, Tisha Campbell."
What kind of place are you at where they're like you paying for an extra at the table? What the
Like,
fuck? What kind of
what's going
establishment is
on? Is this a karaoke bar restaurant? What
a
the?
hooker hotel? I'm paying by the fucking minute. Jesus. But Erica, as they're leaving, Steve, or before they get accosted, Erica asks Shawn back to her place. Jackpot.
For a sip of wine.
Sip of something. And then we cut to the next day, Steve. We're at the Wayans brothers' place. Marlon's icing his feet. At least he burnt the corns off. There was some medical value to that, but he's hurting.
And after this, they're going to go bungee jumping. But Sean's all about Erica. She's special. If I knew any better, Shawn, I think you were in love. I think I am. Ooh.
She's picking up the check. She's taking him out. What's not to love, Steve? 36, 24, 36.
Back at the newsstand, Erica visits Shawn. She bought him a sweater. She meets Grandma, but Grandma's like, talk to the hand. And she looks at the sweater. She's like, did you knit this? No, I don't knit. I bet you can't cook either. Like,
Damn, Grandma.
yeah, coming in hot.
She can buy dinner, though, Grandma, so chill the fuck out. So, shade aside, Erica looks at Shawn and she's like, look, I'm having a little get together at my house, a little soiree, and I'd love you to come over. Wear the shirt, because you look nice in it. So she leaves. Shawn accepts, obviously. Who wouldn't? But Pop shows up. He's like, not going to work. He's agreeing with Granny. Because the one thing I don't think we've really talked about is Pops and Granny, they got a real Martin and Pam thing going on where they're just cracking on each other. And so he's like, I agree with your grandma. Like, she's way too old for you. And if us two are in agreement, it's got to mean something. Respect the elders.
Shawn ain't trying to hear that because he's like, man, look, I can make my own decisions. I'm a whole grown man out here. And we cut to Marlon and Ina's date. They're in a hot air balloon. Hard no.
I show up to the parking lot and you're like, oh, it's a hot air thing. I'd be like, nope, bye.
And he's like, look, I got to be real. The biggest risk I ever took was I got a haircut at Supercuts.
If you want risk, you better go hire one of those white dudes from the Mountain Dew commercials because I ain't about this. This is crazy. So he stood up to her. And now Ina is like, you know what's really brave? You sticking up to me. It's turning me the fuck on. Come over here. And Marlon's still clinging to the thing. He's like, no. And he's doubling down on sticking up for himself. So she's like, get over here. And finally he gives in and goes over, but he knocks her off of the hot air balloon. And I guess she's not hooked up to the bungee cord, Steve, because she takes a tumble.
Apparently survived too. Now we're back at Erica's party, and Erica tells Shawn, like, hey, let's go out and mingle. Here's Edgar. Hey, Edgar, come over here and meet Shawn. And Edgar, I don't even know what his purpose is. Was he like a guy that used to bang back in the day? But anyway, Edgar, he's ragging on him. He's just like, look, you hear this, Charlie Ray? Erica done got her a young whippersnapper. Hell, oh, look, young man, I'm the bare knuckle champ in 1962. More like the pig knuckle champ. Take do what Golden Child had with you, man.
I got a toothbrush older than you, man. Yeah, this is a weird setup. It's like she brought Shawn here just to see all the old dicks she was tagging because there's just a bunch of old dudes around here. I guess Hope and Pam's going to give him a shot again. And Shawn's feeling real young, out of place. Erica comes back. She's like, oh, you want to dance? Let's do the mashed potato. It's like she's throwing out like chubby checker dances. He's like, I don't
do the twist.
I don't do the cabbage patch. That's done. But Shawn's a party starter, Steve. He actually used to be a DJ. I don't know if you remember that. So he gets it going. SW1, out of retirement. He does so good, he gets a Soul Train line going. People start dancing.
See a familiar face in there.
Yeah, who was it?
It's Miss Jerry again. It's
I didn't notice her until like the credits. I was like, that is Miss Jerry. She's everywhere. If a party show, if she's a party attender, I guess.
If you need a freaky old black lady in the 90s, she was your gal.
Her and the old weed smoking granny from Don't Be a Menace. They should have had a movie together. That would have been great. But as, the Soul Train line's going, people are dancing. Shawn's starting to realize that this like shirt that he has, he's seeing a lot of other dudes wearing this same exact shirt. So as we're like coming to the same conclusion, it looks like Erica is giving everybody she fucks a jersey to wear. I don't know. Some other identifier, like, here's all the guys I fucked. Check this out. But Shawn's not thrilled. Let's put it like that.
I thought you said I was special. Well, you are special. I bought you this sweater. You bought everyone a sweater.
She's newly divorced, Steve. Erica, she's out here for some fun. Here's what I'm saying. 20-year-old me, 30 or even 30-year-old me, Steve. I mean, this is the dream. I don't understand what the problem is here, Shawn. You're the one who reaps all the benefits.
As someone who experienced this, I know what the problem is, because Shawn, he is serious. He wants to go for the long game. Erica, she's just there for a short time and a good time, not a long time, which, hey, gentlemen, you're going out and you're dating. She tells you she's a recent divorcee. Either run for the hills or just understand this isn't a long-term thing. She's got to get her freak off. As they say, she's got to go through her whole phase. It's always a thing. It's so commonplace now. It's like, oh, she just divorced. Yeah, don't do it. Don't get your heart broke.
Or go to the 7-Eleven or the local gas station, get a couple of rhinos, and really just experience like a couple, be selfish. Have a little fun yourself and then walk away. Shawn not ready to do that. He's pissed. But Erica basically explains what we just said and is like, look, if you don't like it, sorry about it. But, you know where I live. So if you ever change your mind, bring the sweater, bring a couple little box of wine, and let's get to fucking. But that's all this is. So,
which is cool.
Hell yeah.
Can't be with her forever. I mean,
that's 20s life, Steve. No strings attached sex. That works for the youngsters, or the newly divorced oldsters. But if you're looking for love, Shawn, he's the good boy, Steve.
Yeah.
He's not a risk taker like Marlon is, He's not pushing bitches off of fucking hot air balloons.
But what's more heartbreaking than her being with other guys is the fact that the other guys are all fucking cornballs. That would really break my heart. It's like, damn, it's not like you have like Tyrese and like Michael B. Jordan up there wearing the same sweater. You got these goof troops.
Did you fuck like a bowling team at the like a company bowling squad? Yeah, because two of these guys look like Carl Winslow's buddies,
So what do you think of me? I must have been the come up, right? I must have been the higher head on the mantle, the biggest guy.
There's one other like young guy that has like braids and shit that was like doing some heavy dancing at the Soul Train line, but yeah, I'm seeing a lot of old dick here, and at the very least, I'd feel confident until they start coming in and be like, "Hey, young blood. You in here fucking," I mean, like, this is fucking getting on I'm out. I don't like this.
Yeah, I'm not getting seconds. I go first. And then in the end, Marlon again giving Shawn some shit. I heard Eartha Kitt's available.
That chick he was dating, Ina, she's in traction. She's got her jaw wired shut, which doesn't bode well for the basket of taffy and hard to chew candies he's getting set for her as a, I guess, sorry gift for pushing you off a hot air balloon.
Yeah. And Grandma shows up and she apologizes for her behavior previously. Apparently her and Pops, they've been surfing the net. Pops was on this site called Freaky Get Nasty section. And as he's describing it, Grandma's like, wait, Freaky Freddy? Wait, Miss Monique? What?
Oh! They've been cybering each other, Steve. Ew.
Uh,
That's the nightmare. I mean, I don't know anybody that ever happened to, but like to find out you were busting cyberly with somebody you know deeply, that's gross. And that was a danger of the 90s, Steve. Like you said, you had no idea who was on the other end of that chat. It's probably like an 80-year-old Russian guy. Who knows? Just some guy in a sweaty fucking wife beater that's like, you're making me so horny.
Yeah. 1998, Enemy of the State premieres. A lawyer becomes targeted by a corrupt politician and his NSA goons when he accidentally receives key evidence to a politically motivated crime. Directed by Tony Scott, starring Will Smith, Gene Hackman, Jon Voight, Regina King, Lauren Dean, Jason Lee, Seth Green, Jake Busey, Barry Pepper, Gabriel Byrne, Lisa Bonet, and Jackie Blackie.
Every up and coming white bro is in this. The whole NSA is filled with every nerd white actor that they could get in the 90s, Steve.
Freaking Jason Lee, Mr. Mallrats is in this, dude.
Jamie Kennedy, the Jamie Kennedy Experience, Seth Green. These people all work for the government. Heavy tough, Steve. I like this movie. For the time, it was great. A lot of cool technology. You're seeing like how the government spies on you. Great Gene Hackman role. Gene Hackman's a legend, dude. He's a great actor. He's not playing a weird scumbag in this or a villain. He's kind of like an anti-hero. He's not a conspiracy theorist because he just knows what's going on.
Yeah, he's hip to it. And man, this cast, you got some future Oscar winners, Will Smith and Regina King. At the time, a lot of these names weren't as big, but like, dude, you got Jason Lee pre My Name is Earl. You got Seth Green. He was doing the Chris voice of Family Guy at this point. But man, Gene Hackman, not enough said. Jon Voight, fuck him. But I mean, his name, it rings bells, man. This is before the world knew how great Jack Black was.
Yeah. This is when he was just playing normal dudes. Barry Pepper, who went on to be like a badass. I mean, he's still a good ass actor. Saving Private Ryan. Scott Caan's in this. Nepo baby from Hollywood. Another Nepo baby, Gary Busey's son, Jake Busey, in this.
Jake Busey.
Like I said, all these guys, like if you could have gotten Jerry O'Connell in this and like, I don't know, name one other white bro dude from the 90s, it would have been a fucking home run because exactly, throw Rob Lowe in this. So I love Tony Scott movies. Some people don't dig his directing as much, but you see it in this. It's got all that chaotic editing. I like how they show how like this stuff can get hidden. There's a lot of like hiding devices or, you know, listening devices and stuff. And you see how that's done and like where they can hide it. It's all very cool.
It can make you a conspiracy theorist. You like to think that this isn't real. Like they had surveillance everywhere.
Everywhere. I mean, in your shoe, in your coat, in a pen, in a phone, in the smoke detector. I like how like this sort of happens to Will Smith. Just sort of like gets caught up in this because you know, randomly almost. He's working a case. I forget how it exactly happens, but then he's just basically thrown in and becomes a patsy for like this big cover up and this murder and stuff that the NSA is involved in with this congressman. And it just goes haywire. It's a cool like cat and mouse game. It's not a 10, but I feel like everybody in it does a great job. And it's funny to see all these people that aren't necessarily the names that we knew them to be later on in the, you know, in the 2000s, just kind of playing background extra like people in this movie, including Jack Black and people like that.
I will say I'll watch this 3 times in a row before I watch Bad Lieutenant ever again.
Say less, Steve.
That following year, 1999, RKO 281 premieres on HBO. Orson Welles produces his greatest film, Citizen Kane, despite the opposition of the film's de facto subject, William Randolph Hearst. Directed by Benjamin Ross, starring Liev Schreiber, James Cromwell, Melanie Griffith, John Malkovich, and Roy Scheider.
Just another tour de force of actors. This isn't necessarily... I don't like Citizen Kane. I don't think it's one of the greatest movies ever made. I think Orson Welles, to me, is just more of a fun voice. But this is cool. And this is like a fun story, like to see something else that's kind of like still relevant. How like these people who own media companies can kind of fuck art if it's not palatable or if it's like saying something bad, you know, because I didn't know Orson Welles was kind of like a shit starter. You know what I mean? I didn't know that part of him. Makes him kind of cooler.
And I didn't know how much of an impact Randolph Hearst had. He kind of had like the industry by the nuts, man.
He owned like one of the few actual published things available. He's like, it was a monopoly basically. So if he was like, don't, you know, he could say, because he's basically editing the news to be exactly what he wanted it to be.
And it was that easy. Like, look, I got this picture of you blowing Clark Gable. Like, do you really want to go forward with this movie? Or, and especially
Yeah.
in those times, if you were outed, you're done. You're done and doneer.
We get kind of like a low key John Malkovich in this, where he's not playing some over the top villain. He's not playing some character who's just like eating up scenery. He's just like acting in a movie. And I think he's like, I don't know what he is to Orson Welles. It's like his producer. He's just like, I don't know, in there someplace.
Like his writing partner, his like
Some sort of creative like partner to him in some
creative
way.
partner. Yeah, exactly, man. And this was going to be a feature film release, you know, in the theaters because they had some big names. They were going to have Ed Norton playing Orson Welles, Marlon Brando as Randolph Hearst, Madonna as Marion Davies. They're going to have Dustin Hoffman, Meryl Streep, Gene Hackman. But I think it was because the initial director, I can't remember who it was supposed to be. Oh, Tony Scott, actually.
Tony Scott was supposed to do this?
No,
it was
Ridley
Scott. Yeah.
Ridley Scott, but even still, Ridley Scott, and then he turned it down. So like it was like a domino effect. You know, Hoffman turned it down, and then Gene Hackman and everybody else that was considered, they like never mind. So they, you know, resorted to going to HBO, which was just as good. I mean, well, not just as good, but it was a good movie. I felt. Liev Schreiber, I feel like we've discussed him quite a few times in the late '90s.
I feel like this is maybe why he got kind of a pop off, Steve. Like,
yeah,
when was this?
99.
So he had already been in like Apollo 13 and shit like that.
Scream.
But
Yeah.
yeah. So he had done some stuff, but hell yeah, man. Like, this is not a movie I thought I would actually enjoy. I don't really like this dude very much, but yeah, man, very interesting.
Yeah, man. It's available on YouTube, but any callbacks for this week, Matt?
I just want to see a birth certificate on David Koechner, Steve. I'm wondering if this guy might be some sort of ghost or maybe a vampire of some kind, Steve. Going back to last week. Extra bloody. Okay. That's it, though. How about you?
Great comedic actor, man. He's another one of my dream like SNL hosts. He's got to get more projects to pull that off. But man, in 1997, Seinfeld is airing The Betrayal, and public opinion it's split between Seinfeld fans because they really experimented with this one. They started this episode off with the climax, and there's like this rift between the characters, and like they go actually back. Like they start off with the climax, and then they in the next scene they go the previous scene that led to that, and then the previous scene that led to that, which I thought was pretty cool, man. It's not done. I don't think it's ever been done in a sitcom, but I think the big gripe people have with it is the rewatchability. You know, when you watch it for the first time, it's like, oh, that's a novel idea. That's okay. Like I didn't know where this was going, but now that you know where it's going, it's like the shine kind of.
Yeah,
it's not. You know what I mean? So
I do like that they tried a Tarantino story, like where it's not. Does it go like it's literally in reverse, or is it like mixed up timeline?
No, it's in reverse. The whole thing is just in reverse, man. So yeah, if you watch it for the first time, man, it's a pretty cool concept. But that's all I got, man. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment. Actually, when you subscribe, don't drop off because that's really whack behavior. Like I've noticed that, you know, people will hop on, subscribe, see these handsome faces, and then we lose some numbers. So don't do that. You hop on, you in or you're out, you know. But yeah, all of that, and tell your sister that fuck her mother, because I'm a brother. Check out Food Show Fanatics And Crushgasm every Wednesday with Kendra G, our guy Clark the Shark on Podcastle, and Wrestling with Ronzilla on TikTok. This is Steve G and Matt G with
Happened in the 90s.
Matt was the fat kid, Steve was the flat kid. Life wasn't always great, but you know what was? The 90s. Happened in the 90s. Yeah!
I didn't know when it was.
Crowd shaking ass.